Hey, what's up guys? Shinobi here. I'm finally back. As you can tell, my voice probably sounds a little bit different right now. I was sick for about 5 or 6 days. We lost our internet for almost 3 days. A whole crazy bunch of situations made me unable to make more videos, made me unable to stream. So yeah, I really appreciate the patience that you guys have had with me not being here for the past week. I've been trying to get into this as much as possible. I've called so many internet people trying to fix the problem. They had to send out a guy, he fixed it, and then they messed it up again. Then they had to send out another guy. And yeah, the internet that I have is a really good internet, and it's got a good upload, good download, so I can stream and make videos and all that kind of stuff that I need to do. But if it doesn't work, that's the problem. So yeah, they ended up fixing it. I'm not going to name any names for the company or anything like that. But everything is fixed now, and hopefully we'll have no more problems. And I have a direct connection through now, so it should be even better for the live stream now. It's been upgraded and everything. So in the last episode, what we did is an introduction video to what it is that I'm doing to make gold from now until Reaper of Souls. In the first episode, I showed you that I was liquidating a lot of the gems and stuff that we're not going to need, a lot of the crafting materials that we're not going to need, taking gear from characters that I'm not going to be using right away in the beginning of Reaper of Souls. And yeah, it was kind of just straightforward, kind of ABC selling stuff last time. And we made about, let me check, yeah, so this gem sold, everything's good there. So we made about, we started with like 199 million gold, and now we're at like almost 500 million. So in the last episode, I made about 300 million, and I gotta say, a lot of you guys sent me a lot of messages back saying thanks for the video. It really helped out, really taught me what it is that I needed to do and all that stuff. And these are the characters here. So this is the gear that my Demon Hunter is wearing, is currently on this one. I got the Barbarian that's still using the gear that he has. The Wizard, the Monk, the Witch Doctor, this is all stuff that I have. And this is my other Barbarian that I threw into the bank. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to focus on selling items on the auction house, show you, I'm going to take the 10 most valuable items that I have currently and throw them up on the auction house. Now these items are very popular items, so hopefully it'll help you out as well. And if your items are not quite as good as the ones that I'm putting up there, that's okay. You just scale down the stats. You know, if you got a Mempo, for instance, that has, you know, maybe if mine has like 200 intellect and crit on it and stuff like that, and yours doesn't have crit but it has vitality instead, and the int's not quite as high, then you just kind of mess around with the numbers, and you'll figure it out, hopefully with me teaching you this stuff here. So today we're going to talk about selling the items. So I'm going to log in real quick here, and I'm going to organize my stash real quick. Now this is a longer series of videos where this is not edited. I'm showing you every step that I'm taking, every move that I'm making, everything that I'm doing in this process here, so that way you guys can learn what it is that I'm doing. So you know that it's all legitimate too. I see too many guides on YouTube where they're like, yeah, you can make this much gold by doing this, and they don't show you any proof. They just kind of tell you. But what I've always done since the beginning is I show you that I take the risks, I put the items up on the auction house, I put my own neck on the line to show you that I believe in my own methods, so you should too, you know? So here we go. These are all the items here. Let's go ahead. We're going to go through the items that I have. I've already given away a bunch of items. Like in the last episode, I said I was going to give some away on the stream. I got some more here that I'm going to give away on the stream, so make sure you follow over there. I'm also talking with a gaming company right now. I'm just going to throw this in there real quick before we get into it. That's why my characters have gems, by the way, because we did that in the last episode, so check the last episode if you missed out on that. But anyways, I'm talking with this game company right now where they sell Steam games for really cheap, and they said that they want to sponsor their channel and sponsor the Twitch channel as well. So what they're going to do is they're going to provide me with a bunch of free games to give away to you guys. So if you want to get a part of this, all you have to do is hit like on the video, make a comment so I can track who you are, be subscribed, and head over to the Facebook and the Twitch and follow both of those, and then you'll know the giveaway. I'll announce it on both of those. So that's what I'll be doing there. So just to go, you know, because I feel bad for not being here the past week, even though it wasn't my fault, you know. All right, so these are the items here. We're going to go through, and I'm going to show you which items are going to be thrown up on the auction house today. And then we're going to see what the projected amount of gold that I'm going to make off of this stuff. And then, you know, we're going to continue from there. So we've made 300 gold so far, 300 million gold so far. So first off, Mempo is probably going to be one of the most valuable items here. So we're going to throw the Mempo down here. So we're going to definitely do that. Witching Hour is probably going to be another one as well too. Witching Hours and Mempos are items that are generally very good. And also another item like Natalia, if you can get crit chance on Natalia, it already comes with the attack speed if you didn't know that already. So we're probably going to, this was probably going to be another one that we're going to do too. We got another Witching Hour here, so this will probably be another one. This one has a little bit of armor on there. When you're looking at Witching Hours, I'm going to go more in depth with this in a little bit, but when you're looking at Witching Hours, the base stat is just something that just always you're going to look for, right? The attack speed and the crit damage comes on it already. You try and get as high as you can on the item. And then anything extra like resistance, vitality, armor, these things are going to make your item more valuable. So, you know, because the item can only be as good as possible. If you have, like the one that I'm wearing currently, you see right here that I have 105 dexterity and then max crit damage, and then I have almost max attack speed on there. The reason why this item was a little bit more expensive was because the vitality's on there. So that's going to help out, especially when you're doing MP10 and stuff. But that stuff's going to be in the past, so we're going to be moving on to Reaper of Souls. And also Witching Hours and Mempos are items you're going to be able to use all the way up until level 70 because they're really good. And right now in Reaper of Souls, there's almost nothing that can replace a Witching Hour. There's almost no belts that I've seen so far that have any kind of damage multipliers on them, except for a couple, but they're not quite as good. But yes, you are going to gain a lot of toughness out of that, and that's stuff we'll talk about in the future videos. But right away, if you're thinking about holding on to some of your items and not selling them, Mempo and Witching Hours would be good, definitely to hold on to. The rest of the stuff, you can just kind of, doesn't really matter if you have that stuff, you know, those are the best items to hold on to, definitely. And they're like set pieces, they will help out too. So let's take a look through. We're going to keep going through. I think I talked about this one in the last episode, the Chantotos here. Typically, Chantotos, it always comes with the intellect on there. You know, has the APOC on there as well too. Now, this right here, this one has a socket, which is great. Sometimes you'll see them without a socket. You'll see like attack speed on there. Some players will go with the attack speed one. Sometimes there's crit damage on there, which players like to do that as well too. And the socket is, in my opinion, the best one because you can get a lot more crit damage than you could from just getting crit damage. Because like crit damage, you can only come with 100 crit damage on there, but with the marquees, you can put up to 110. So that's just a no-brainer. The socket is better than the crit damage one. You know, usually, but attack speed is usually another one that's pretty good for survivability. If you're playing a really tanky, you know, CM wizard, then you know, people, so that's also good too. So if you have any of those stats on your Chantoto's will there, it's going to make your item just more valuable. So in this case, we do have the socket. So and the attacks per second is okay. It's not amazing. 25.25 is the highest you can get there, I believe. So and plus the APOC is 10, which is pretty good too. You know, it's got a max amount right there. So we'll throw that down there. So far we have 5 items. We're going to keep looking through and see what else we got here. So we have a Unity, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good Unity. Now with Unities, it's all really based off of how high the base stat is on it, because they all come with like the same pretty much stats. Like you got the extra elite damage, the average damage that's on there, and I believe the attack speed and crit chance already come on it. The life on hit already comes on it. I'll have to double check on that. I haven't bought a Unity in a while, but I'm pretty sure those are stats that normally come on there. But we'll double check on that just in case I'm forgetting. So maybe we'll do Unity. We'll take a look. Right here, I have Zunimas Pox. Normally comes with resistance. Normally comes with you know, your base stats and stuff like that. This one has armor on it, which is nice. It also has crit damage on it. I believe with these ones here, they either come with crit damage or crit chance. It's one of the two. I'll check when I go to the auction house. It'll be pretty obvious when we go into the auction house. But that might be an item we'll do as well too. This one right here, now this is probably going to be a good item to sell. Probably going to get about maybe 50, 60 million, something like that for this. The reason why this is good is it's got a lot of vitality, a lot of intellect. And then it also has crit damage on it and crit chance. Now, crit chance on this item is what's going to separate this item, as well as having the high base stats on it too. So I think this is going to be one we can probably sell today and know that it's going to be pretty good. This one right here has really high damage on it, has pretty good intellect, has, you know, high crit chance on it. Attack speed's not perfect, but it's okay. And then obviously the APOC on it too. So this one could be a pretty valuable item too. So we'll keep that as a maybe, possibly. We'll have to take a look. We're going to look up these items just to be safe too, because some of these are, you know, this is another maybe here, because it has a lot of vitality on it. The intellect's not so great, and a lot of people usually go with the crafted shoulders. As you can see, mine are just like so much better than those vile wards right there. As you can see by the dexterity is insane, and then also the vitality and resist all there too. So. And then we also have the Ina's Radiance, probably not going to be amazing. The vitality is pretty low on it, but I mean, it's overall the stats are looking okay on it. So maybe we'll have to think about that. This one right here, this one was actually given to me from a friend of mine, and it has the resist all on it, which is great. Normally people try to get as much vitality as they can on it, as much intellect as they can on it, and you can see it has a lot of dexterity too. You can see it actually gives me stats. Like if you look at that, like I'm using Natalia's boots right now, and this has dexterity on it. This is actually an upgrade for me, aside from the fact that I would lose my 2-piece set bonus, which is a 7% crit, so it's not an upgrade for me. But I mean, this is something that's one of those like wild card items that you could sell and it might be good, you know. Here, any Scorns that have like lifesteal on them are going to be okay, except for the fact that they're getting rid of lifesteal in the expansion. So this is going to be an iffy one too. This is a maybe, but generally these usually would sell for more because they had the lifesteal on them. We have some gloves here. They are just trifecta gloves, trying to get as high stats as we can. This might be another maybe as well too. We have some weapons here. These ones right here, maybe we'll do these weapons. Might be kind of iffy. We'll have to take a look. And then right here, the chest piece. This one's probably another maybe on here, because having armor on here too would be amazing with these other stats that are on here. You'd have to switch out the melee attackers for the armor, and then this would be like really good. But we'll do another maybe there. And then let's take a look at the helmet. This one's kind of fits in the same situation as this other one here. So let's take a look at these other items here. I'm pretty sure these ones are going to be good to go. But we're going to take a look at these items in the auction house and see if they're worth it to sell up. Because you can only put 10 up on at one time. And we want to put the highest ones up first. We're going to sell all of them eventually, but you know, we want to put the highest ones first. So with rare items, if you right click and go to search for similar items, it's going to put all the stats. Now, why is this a bad thing? Because you saw there's nothing on it on the auction house, because it has little things on here that, you know, strength and dexterity. No one wants strength and dexterity on their weapons, right? You know, so you have to take the highest stat here, which is dexterity. We're going to get rid of the strength. We're going to switch it from axe and go to one hand, because it doesn't matter if it's an axe really. It kind of does, but you're trying to sell it as a generalized item, so it goes out to more people than for a specific type of person, because then you have a better chance of selling it. We're going to take the average damage off there, because I like to go through and actually look myself and match it up to the other ones, or even the lower ones or the higher ones. Crit damage on here, we have 50. I think I can keep that as 50. That's fine. The lifesteal, we don't want to be too picky. We're just going to do 2.0 so we can kind of look at the differences, and then has socket. So we're going to do the max amount here, and now we can search, and now you'll see there's items on here. So what was the damage on this one? This one was 1114. So let's take a look. So we already have 1193 way up here. So let's get down to the damage first. So this is at about in this area right here. So you can see this one's 109 billion, and this one has, it's not quite as good as the one that I'm using, because it has lower lifesteal on it. The crit damage is about the same. The dexterity is about the same. But he did put it up for a lot lower than these other ones here, and this one has been up for a little while now and hasn't sold yet. So let's see. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. So this one is better than the one that I'm using because it has more crit damage on it. So we definitely not going to get that kind of value. This one right here is around the same as mine, except This one's lower damage. Now you have to. Now the big question here. This has around the same lifesteal. You have to question: is people going to, get this item really based off of the lifesteal that's on it? Okay, so and then let's take a look at some of the other ones back here. They're a little bit lower. This one's 190 million. This one's 105 million, which is about the same. You can see that just the range of these items is just so much different. So what I'm going to do, because there's such a huge gap on the total value that we can get off of these, I originally bought them for, I think, like 80 million each of these weapons. So what I'm going to do, and remember, we're liquidating items here. We're trying to get rid of items. So you have to give your person that you're selling to a deal, because, if you wait too long, if you wait a week or so before Reaper of Souls comes out and the auction house goes down at that time, if you wait until that time to sell items, they're going to be worth way less. They're going to diminish from now until then, because people are throwing stuff up on the auction house because, they're not going to be able to sell it when it comes to Reaper of Souls, right? So what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to throw, this one's got better, crit damage on this one. They're both very similar, so I can actually throw both up at the same time. So let's take a look at the crit damage. Let's take a look at the differences here. So we have, and I take a lot of time when I'm putting these items up. You don't just throw something up and just hope for the best. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna throw this one up for 150 mil. Okay. And then I'm going to throw the other one up for less than that. We're going to throw it up for 105 million. And okay, I messed up the starting price. I need to fix that. Whoops. So let's throw this back up again. This was 150 mil. And I always keep it like really close. So, whoops. Okay. And the reason why we're doing a big gap between these is because I'm doing a test. I want to see which item sells. If the one that has more crit damage sells for an extra 45 million, and this one doesn't sell, for instance, then we know maybe we can, throw it back up and get more out of it. But it's taking a test. Like, one of the items I'm going to lose out on, kind of. Like, if this item sells and the other one doesn't, then if they both sell, then I lost a little bit of gold on this one because it wasn't that much worse than the other one. But it's taking a chance to see, like, it's almost trying to guarantee that I sell one of them at least, so I can kind of base it off of that and see where the the economy is in the game right now. It's kind of just doing a test here. So we have both of these up. Did I just screw that up again? I'm pretty sure I did. I'm sorry. I'm coming off of a sickness here. Okay. So this one is going to be 105. Okay, and let's put some zeros in there. Okay. Alright, so we're fixed now. So we're good to go. Everything should be fine. These two items are now up. Now let's take a look at, because, if they sell for a decent amount, they're going to be included in this top 10 here. If it's like around 100 mil, then it's almost guaranteed that I'm going to throw it up. So let's take a look at this here now. And we're going to search Vitality and Intellect, and I don't really think we need to search for the all resist here. So let's do, the Vitality is pretty key. We'll do 250. And the Intellect will do like 175. Give it a little bit of a leeway here. Alright, so here we go. So this one right here is around the same as what we have right now. 34 million, around the same. Now watch this. If we go to armor real quick, so we say 34 million, right? Now you see the drastic price change. So that shows you just how much, difference these type of things make. So yeah, so looks like we're not going to get too much off of this. Let's save it for later. If I'm going to throw it up, it's probably going to be for undercutting these guys, because I want to get a good deal out of this here, and so yeah. let's go ahead and we'll skip this one and we'll go switch to another one now. So if I'm going to throw it up, it'd probably be for like 33 mil, 32 mil, something like that, just to kind of guarantee that I get rid of it. But I'll do that in the future. We're trying to get the highest ones up there first. So we're going to get rid of the dexterity like we did before, and let's try and search this out. So this one right here, 400 mil, that's pretty crazy. Let's see if we can mess around with the stats a little bit. The reason why this one's so good is because the intellect's so high with these good stats. It's a whole combination of them. So let's switch this to, like, say 120 and watch the difference. That's a huge difference there. So let's go 165. And this one was how much again? 164, right? So let's go 155. Okay, it didn't change that much. So maybe we can sell this for quite a bit. Yeah, so I think we're pretty safe to throw this up for, let's take a look at these items. This one here, this is better than mine. This one has vitality on it, so it's definitely not going to go that high. Let's see if we can find one that's under this value. Just out of taking a chance here. Let's throw this 8 crit on this one. It still hasn't dropped, so this is very good for us because we haven't seen anything drop. I'm going to go ahead and throw this up for 380. And we'll do this here for 350. Just because, you know, if they're going to bid on it, I want them to get a little bit more of a deal. If they have to wait a bit longer, if they go, you know what, I can't afford the 380, but I'll wait a little bit longer and get the 350, it's still good for me. We're trying to get rid of items here, you know. Okay, so that one's good. Let's take a look at the shoulders now. I'm going to go Vile Ward. We'll do 150 there. The intellect is not so hot. That's only, we'll do like 195 for this. Okay. So, yeah. Do about that. And this one, you can see this one's much better than mine because it has much more vitality than the one that I put up there. So, 60 million. And this one, it went up not too long ago. Yeah, so this is going to be a harder sell just because people always craft the shoulders, right? So they're not typically buying Vile Wards as much. So maybe we'll skip this one for now. Let's take a look at the Chantoto's Force here. And with the Chantotos, we have really high average damage. The way you do the average damage, if you don't know, is you take the small amount and the big amount, you put them together and divide it by 2. That's how you figure out what to type in for the average damage. So we have 417 plus 80. We're going to say that's 500. So half of 500 is 250. So average damage, 250 right there. So it's already going to be starting to look good. We got that. It already comes with the attack speed on it, right? So let's throw the crit chance on there so we can identify 9.5, right? Okay. And APOC on it is going to be what separates the value here, and we actually do have APOC on it. Critical hits grant 8 attack power, so let's throw, boom, by type 8. Now you can see the value changes by a lot, and now we're going to put in how much intellect is on it. So let's do about 180. Alright, so not amazing, but, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Nothing too crazy. The value of these has come down a lot. This guy undercut way too much. It's probably going to sell. So in this situation, you would not undercut someone that undercut drastically like that. Not only does it mess up the auction house, but at the same time, you're going to get way less value. If you were to throw this item up, I'd probably throw it up for maybe like 80 mil, something like that. This guy's got the 9 attacks per second on there too, which is nice. The extra stuff too, like this is the Arcane Orb, which is something that people may buy this because Arcane Orb is actually really awesome in Reaper of Souls. So if people are looking for, you know, a nice one to get them into Reaper of Souls, that could be an item for them. So let's see if people have been doing that, shall we? So let's go take a look if Arcane Orb values are up. And they are up because people are recognizing that it's awesome in Reaper of Souls. So, does that mean that we throw this up for... We could take a chance on this one. It won't be a guaranteed sell, but we're taking a chance to see if Arcane Orb is something that people want. So, I'm going to throw this up for 300 mil and see what happens. Because if Arcane Orb is something that people are looking at, then they're going to buy this, you know? If it doesn't sell, then I know that Arcane Orb isn't something that people are buying on the auction house right now. So what they're going to do is I'm going to throw it up for the other price that we talked about. Okay, now this is a weird item. This is kind of that wild card item. This is going to be a weird one to sell, but we're going to try anyways and see if it sells. So we have a bunch of dexterity here. And some people will buy this one for demon hunters and for monks and such, which, you know, people will do that. We have resistance, and we have, was it vitality on there too? Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at that. So 40 million. This is about the same as what we have, except mine has more resistance. Okay, now let's switch it to the intellect instead, and let's see what happens here. So 160, we'll say. So this just drops the price by a lot. This is, like I said, it's going to be a weird item to sell. I would wait till later. Now, this is not a really pressed item to sell right now. I'd wait to see what the auction house economy does. So right here, let's take a look to see if lifesteal items have gone down a lot, because that could be the case. So lifesteal, we have intellect on this too, 332. So we'll just do 330. Okay. Oh, looks like I typed that in the wrong. Alright, 330, and I think it was like 5 or something like that. 5.5. We'll start at 5. Okay, there's 5. We'll just do 5. Alright. So let's take a look. This one was 1354. You can see the value is just, oh, this is just crazy, what's happening here. 47 million, 45 million. You can just see that the values are changing so much because people are like, there's no lifesteal in Reaper of Souls, so it's making them less valuable, which may make us want to put this up right now to get rid of this stuff as soon as possible. Any lifesteal stuff, get rid of as soon as possible, because people are not going to be buying them in the beginning of that stuff. And also the crit damage obviously is a factor too. Mine only has 165, which is a pretty low amount. Let's do like 160. Alright, so this one right here is pretty simple. This is like almost exactly what I have. It's pretty close. Let's go ahead and take a chance here. I'm going to throw this up for 85 million. 85, that's just the number that feels right. And let's just try and get rid of this item as quick as possible, because it's going to be lower and lower and lower in the future. Alright, so we've gotten 5 items up on the auction house, and we have these ones here, which we said are pretty much guaranteed. Let's get rid of the Mempo. Sad to see you go, Mempo, but I'm not going to need you on any of my 2 main characters. So we got, let's go. The intellect is it's on the high side. It's not too bad. So we're going to go 190 here. The crit chance was 4.5. That's something you want to definitely put in, because every 0.5 is a big difference. And then the only at 8 attacks per second, which is going to kind of hurt us a little bit. The lifesteal is almost perfect. I mean, life percent is almost perfect. So, okay, let's take a look at this. So, not as good as I was hoping. This is actually very similar to what we have, 162 million. This one right here is a little bit better than what we have. It also has a better life percent. Let's take a look at the difference if we were to drop this down to 4. So 162 is the lowest here, and you see the huge difference that it makes. So, you know, that's the big difference. So this one went up. This one just went up. So I think let's go a tiny bit below him, because this one just went up. His is going to sell, and so is mine. I should have sold this helmet a month or so ago, and I would have gotten probably double the value. This is why it's very important to sell this stuff as quick as possible. So let's say 161. And if you're ever confused when you're putting this stuff up, so you put it up for the correct amount, when you're typing this thing in right here, you want to go like 161, so 161 million, and then you want to go 123, 123, and that will be your million mark there. So, you know, you don't mess up, because, you know, I know people have messed up in the past and thrown things up. And okay, so we have the witching hour here. We have 2 witching hours, and I don't know which one I'm liking more, but we're definitely going to throw both of them up. So let's take a look. Intellect ones are usually less valuable, so we'll take a look though. Vitality, We're not going to be able to search for the crit damage and attack speed, so we're going to have to manually go through and look. So we'll do 115, and the intellect was how much? 143. So we'll do 140. So you see, it's not too amazing, but these ones are going to be pretty crappy right off the bat. We need to get ones that are pretty close to the crit damage that we have. This is pretty similar. Let's keep it going. We also have, what is the extra stuff? Nothing really, yeah, barbarian thing on that. Okay, let's keep it going. Did we have any crit damage ones that were like, this was like 46. So I don't think, like, that's pretty close to what I have, because mine's 49. People will try and get it as high as they can here. This one is very similar. Okay, I'm going to throw this one up for 43 million. And that should sell. Okay, that's done. Like I said, intellect ones are cheaper. This one actually has dexterity on it, so that's going to help us out. And it has armor, so dexterity ones are definitely more expensive usually. Was that 93 dexterity? That was 89. Ugh. That sucks. Okay, then we got armor, which we'll definitely throw on there. And let's take a look here. So lower here, but we need to get this up here. Now the armor I probably should have typed in 250. We'll do 220. Okay, so there's not very many on the auction house, which actually is going to benefit us here. 27 mil. It's kind of crappy. See, I should have sold these a while ago. These are ones that I have not sold in a bit. So yeah, you can see that these fluctuate quite a lot. Not going to get too much for this, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to hold off on this. I think I'm going to maybe throw one of these other ones up instead. We only have 3 left, so I'm going to skip to the Natalia's Reflection. So we have dexterity, armor, crit chance. The dexterity was like what, 89 or something. The crit chance was like 3.5. And there's armor on that too. Little added bonus here. Okay, so nothing too crazy on this one. This is one of my worst Natalias that I had. I already like got the other good ones on my other guy. Alright, so this is not looking too good either. The dexterity was a lot higher, like 130. Whoops, 130. You can see it changes quite a bit, right? So the dexterity is quite low on this, and that's why it's hurting us. The armor is not a huge factor, it's just a bonus, you know, because people aren't typically looking for armor on these things, but I got it for a really good deal when I originally got it. So we're going to skip this one for now. Let's do that Chantotos we were talking about earlier. Okay, so we got socket, and even though it comes with the intellect on it, I'm going to try, because like it varies on how much you get on it, right? So let's do like 190, try and get it close. The socket, let's go this way. This one is a 1126. Way down here, let's drop down a bit. Okay, so around this area, these ones are fluctuating a lot. This one has lower attacks per second here, which is good for us, and lower APOC, so that we don't have to go that low. This one right here is better than ours. It has more intellect, but I mean it's quite a bit more of a value here. This one right here is better than ours as well too. More intellect. The attacks per second is about the same. This one right here is better than ours too. So let's get one. So ours is in between these two, like pretty much. Let's see what this one. This guy actually put up. We got more weapon damage on this, but it's not, you know, a crazy factor here. Okay, I think I'm going to throw mine up for in between those two values actually. This guy just put his up, and I'm thinking that, you know, mine's going to sell for a little bit more than what he did. I think he put a little bit too low on his, because you have to see that it's between, like, he should have done it between these two, and he went on the low end. I think he's just trying to get rid of the item. But yeah, so I'm going to throw mine up for, like, it's going to take a little bit longer to sell. because they're going to buy his first for a cheap amount, and then they're going to buy mine right after that when his is gone. And hopefully nobody else does that undercut in there, because that's going to hurt too. If I want to guarantee to sell it, I can put it for like 95 million, but I think I can get a little bit more out of it. So I'm going to do like 120 and take a chance. If it sells, great. If it doesn't, no harm lost, right? So take a chance on making an extra bit out of this. Okay, and then we had this one right here, which we talked about earlier. The intellect, vitality, crit chance, and crit damage. Crit chance is like, what, 6.5 or something like that, which seems pretty low, but for this type of item, it's actually pretty decent, because you get a lot of vitality, and people need that for survivability. But this is a very popular item to begin with. And the intellect is 250, we'll just say. Okay, so you can see the difference here is pretty crazy. You know, this is something similar to what we have right here. The intellect on ours is 254. We're actually going to get a decent amount for this. It looks like the value went up on these a bit, which is great. These ones are all better than mine. They have the difference between like the holy, the fire one sells a lot. We have cold on ours, which could actually help, because there is some really cool cold specs in Reaper of Souls. So people might, you know, they might buy the cold one before they buy the other ones. So, because, you know, if they're getting their characters ready for Reaper of Souls to level up those characters, these ones just kind of got thrown up at the exact same time. I think this was the same guy that sold these. Just by, well, maybe not. Actually, no, this is probably different people. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop this value down a bit and see where our difference is. Let's do 240. Nothing changed. That's good news. Let's do 230. Nothing changed. Oh, we did have a change here. This one has a lot more vitality, so that actually helps that we saw that. 200. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw ours up for, say, let's say like 220. Let's do 220. Okay. So that's up, so we need one last item. I'm going to take a look at this Unity. I don't remember how much I paid for this one, but what was it like? I think it was actually kind of low on the stats. Yeah, 150. Okay, let's hit that. So it does come with a crit chance already. That's the thing that I got messed up on. It's the attack speed that was the difference there. So, alright, so like 10 million, nothing too crazy. See, this is not going to be a big seller. But I mean, the attack speed actually is pretty decent. 8 attack speed. I wonder if people would pay more for that. I'm sure they would. Okay, so this is like 60. Maybe sell it for like 59 mil. Anywhere between 59 to like 63, something like that. This could be promising. Let's take a look at some of these other ones too. We had intellect here and the armor. Okay. Let's do 145 here. Let's do the armor as well. Do like 150. Do the so this one, let's take a look real quick. So yeah, it comes with a crit damage. I got those two items mixed up. That's why I was thinking I got them backwards. So crit chance is what's going to separate us here. How much crit chance do we have? That's the question. 4. Alright, so this is a very awkward item that we have here. Let's take away the armor and see what happens. Alright, so now we can see the difference here. So because ours has armor and theirs doesn't, I think that's an added bonus that someone's going to go, I'll pay a little extra for that. I mean, yeah, throw some armor on there. So this is an interesting item to sell. This guy's, his is like better than ours, but I don't know, I'll throw it up for like 75 mil, see what happens. Alright, so this is quite a few items we have up here, and hopefully we get some stuff sold. I'm going to go over the projected value and what we're going to have in just a minute. Let's take a look. No, we'll save these for next time if we're going to be doing that. In the next episode, we're going to be doing about buying items. Hopefully all this stuff is sold. That'd be great. And then I can go through and I can buy a bunch of items to resell. And that's where you're like, that's how you're going to make a lot of gold, especially if you don't have items in the beginning to do. So make sure you don't miss that video. That'll be the next one. So let's take a look at the projected amount of gold that we are going to make here. I'm going to add all of this up here. So we had 75 mil plus 220 plus 120 plus 43 plus 161 plus, let's go down here, 85 plus 300 plus 380 and plus 105 and last one plus 150. Okay, so we're estimating to make about 1.6 billion gold here. If this happens, that'd be great. That'll be. I want to get to about 5 billion gold by the time Reaper of Souls comes out. If I can do that, that'll be nice. That'll be a really good starting amount to have with Reaper of Souls. Remember, you're not gonna have an auction house in Reaper of Souls. Making gold is very limited until you can constantly farm Torment 6, which is going to take quite a while, and you want to have more gold behind you when Reaper of Souls comes out, so you can reroll stats more often and you don't have to worry about these types of things. And so that's why I'm trying to help you out in these videos. Hope any of this information that I gave you today was helpful. Remember, there's a lot more to come. This is just a process that we're taking. If I didn't answer all of the questions that you had or get to everything that you had, it will happen in the future. Leave your comments below if you're wondering about anything. Like I said, some of these items here probably should sell, will most likely sell for lower, but I'm taking a chance to see at the max value we can get. And if they don't sell, then we know in the next episode we can see what didn't sell and what did sell, and we can see what happened there, and then we learn from that. And selling items in the auction house is all about how much knowledge you have in the items. And if you throw an item up there, there's another player. If you throw an item up for the right price and the other player is just as smart as you and he knows the right value for that item and goes, yeah, that's the correct item, I'll pay the extra because I know the value of that item. That's what you're hoping for. You're hoping that people understand the value of these items and they pick them up and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure you watch the first video if you haven't seen it. Good luck in the contest stuff, guys. I'm doing a lot of giveaway stuff. Check out the live stream. He's streaming every day now that my internet and everything's back up now. And I hope you did learn a little bit from this. So if we do sell all this stuff, which would be amazing, we have to also think of the 15% thing as well too. So we're not going to make 1.6 billion. We will make about 1.4, something like that, 1.35. After the the discount thing, blah blah blah. Blizzard takes their little cut there or whatever. So we'll make about probably 1.35, something like that. If everything does sell, wow, and we already sold the Chantoto's Will. There's 102 million gold. See how we talked about that? See how we thought that this guy messed up the price, right? And we called that. We called that he messed up that price, and we got a better value out of it. Even though his item was better than ours, we got a better value because we knew how to sell the item. So now that was a quick sell, so it makes me kind of wonder if I could have got a little bit more out of that. I might have. But at the same time, like I said, we're liquidating items. We want to sell those items. We want to get them out there as quick as possible. And so, because the longer that we wait to sell items, we're picky about selling items and go, well, I probably can get an extra 4 million for it. By doing that, you don't sell the item. You're just diminishing the value of the item anyways. So you might as well sell it for the little bit lower amount. Give them a deal and get those items out of there. So that way, when Reaper of Souls comes around, you got a bunch of gold sitting in your little, stash, and you can trade items and do whatever you need to do in the future. So I already sold an item. That's looking good. And maybe I'll throw one of these other items up now that that one's sold. We'll throw up the Unity. We said it was going to be about. I said like 59 mil or something like that. I'm just going to do it 59 mil. And so that way this one will be up here for the next episode. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did learn a little bit. We've already sold one item. We've already made total, up to the point at the end of this video, we've made about 400 million gold so far. And that's in just 2 videos. And we'll see what happens in the next video, how much we actually sold. And you guys can do this at home as well too. if you have a mempo or if you have these similar items and you go to throw them up on the auction house, and maybe they're not as good as my items, all you have to do is, just change the stats around, put it a little bit lower, try and give them a deal, and maybe hopefully you'll be able to sell this stuff as well, and that'll be great. Anyways, thanks for checking it out, guys. More videos to come all week long, more streaming and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.